Hi, and welcome to this new episode of Tech Talk Shorts. I am your host, Eric Clark, joined by Bassem Al-Abbasi, producer and scriptwriter of this series. Today, we are talking about something that doesn't get enough honest conversation in our industry, ageism in tech. Let's be honest with each other. In the tech industry, ageism isn't just a risk you read about in HR reports. It is a lived reality for hundreds of thousands of professionals every single year. We exist in a culture that glorifies the young, the fast, and the relentless. There is enormous praise for the hustle, for pulling 80-hour weeks as if that alone signals value. For many employers, a younger worker represents low cost and high malleability. But for those of us who have spent decades in the trenches, we understand something that no amount of enthusiasm can replace. Experience doesn't just start the race, it wins it. Studies consistently show that tech workers over 45 face significantly longer periods of unemployment after job loss and measurably slower salary growth, even when their skills are current. The path to the executive suite narrows sharply with age. Leadership seats are finite, and senior roles are increasingly filled by those on the way up, not those who have been holding the line for 20 years. And just a few weeks ago, we witnessed one of the starkest examples yet. A major global technology corporation, one of the largest enterprise software companies in the world, carried out a sweeping layoff campaign impacting as many as 30,000 workers worldwide. How were they told? No call, no meeting. Just an email and a DocuSign, notifying them that today was their last working day. Among those affected, one family member shared publicly that their father had devoted 20 years to that company and never even got a phone call. Workers who had described themselves as the backbone of the organization were let go without warning, without conversation, and without dignity. One individual had given 26 years of his career before being told, at 6 in the morning, that it was over. Senior engineers, architects, operations leaders, program managers, and technical specialists, people whose knowledge and expertise simply cannot be replaced, were among those who lost their positions. Some of these individuals were just a few years from retirement. Decades of loyalty erased overnight. And what did they walk away with? A payout capped at 26 weeks, regardless of how long they had served. This is not an isolated incident. It is a pattern. So what is the solution? What do you do with this reality? The answer is not to fight for a seat at a table that is quietly being dismantled. The answer is to build your own table. We need to stop treating a career as something an employer grants us and start treating it as a portfolio we own and control. Whether that means transitioning into consulting, launching your own venture, pivoting into strategic advisory roles, or building intellectual property from your expertise, having an exit strategy is no longer a luxury reserved for the bold. It is a necessity for every experienced professional today. Your decades of domain knowledge, your network, your track record of strategic wins, these are assets. Treat them that way. Now, what is the conclusion? Don't wait for a surprise reorganization. Don't wait for your role to be quietly made redundant while the company pivots to cut costs. Ageism in tech is a documented, measurable, and growing reality. But being a victim of it, that is something you have the power to change. Own your expertise, document your wins, build your network outside of your employer's walls, and make sure that when the day comes that you leave the corporate world, you leave on your own terms. That is all for today's episode of Tech Talk Shorts. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care, stay active, keep learning, and dream big. Goodbye.